Hello, my name is Pamela Matthews. I attend Ohio Christian University. I wanted to talk with you today about suicide in the LGBT community, mainly with the youth. Suicide is believed to be a reaction, to the overwhelming feelings of loneliness, hopelessness. You're looking at things from depression to helplessness. It's when a person's pain exceeds their resources and their ability to cope. A lot of us feel like, that's just not us. That's something that we can't experience, something that we're definitely not going to go through. I beg to differ. Within the surveys that I've read during this project, I see that in the United States alone, in the year 2014, 47,000 people committed suicide. Unbelievable, unbelievable number. 47,000. Let that sink in. Um, I began to do the research on the LGBT community, and I just kept hitting dead ends when it came down to the numbers. So I'm like, okay, so what is this all about? No matter where I looked, there was not a definite number, there was not a definite percentage. One of the researches that I looked at, it said pretty much for the LGBT community and the youth, there wouldn't be a definite number. And as I investigated further, I found out the reason why. Pretty much a lot of the lesbians, the gays, bisexuals, transgenders, questioning queers, they don't feel comfortable coming out. And what I mean by coming out, they don't feel secure and safe in letting people know um, about their sexuality because of basically all of the hatefulness. They get harassed. It's just a number of different things that happens, but because of this, they can't get an exact number as far as how many have committed suicide because it can't be accurate. And I was like, okay, well, what I did find out is that over 90% of the people who have committed suicide, they have a mental illness at the time that they died. Me personally, I went all off the wall trying to figure out mental illness when all I had to really think about was, okay, depression. Um, with all of the different stresses that they have to endure, harassment, bullying, violence, rejection, discrimination, that's enough to depress anybody, whether they're gay or straight. With the different surveys taken, they were able to break down the percentages of the LGBT youth that were threatened or injured in the school system, and that was like 28%. When it came down to the ones that experienced violence, 29%, and while another 32% were raped. I mean, like I said, the things that they endure as a group of people is devastating, enough, like I said, to cause all type of depressions and lead up to suicide. Many studies found that, of course, the LGBT youth attempted suicide more than their straight friends. Again, I'm sure with all of the different things that they have to go through, and even though there are factors that causes these problems and you know things of that nature, there are also things that we could do as a people, to help. More often than not, we do see the signs. We know whether a person is gay and whether a person is straight. These are some of the things that we see in everyday life. We know the statistics, and when it comes to the LGBT community, the statistics are not good. So by us being in the profession that we are in, there are things that we can do once we see that there is a problem. We can let that individual know about psychotherapy, talk to a psychiatrist, other mental health providers. It's a process, from working from the inside out. Cognitive behavior therapy, you consider different actions. You could have, let's do it this way instead of that way. Even if that doesn't work, medication. It could work good with the therapy. There are ways that we can help the situation and not harm the situation. I read a lot about family rejection. A lot of these people, once they do come out, the family situation is strained. and it's a horrible thing to them, as far as, okay, I'm letting you know something about myself that I'm not really comfortable with, and if you reject me, suicidal thoughts. Yes, it's the lifestyle. Yes, it's different, but at the end of the day, we're still family. So when it comes down to that, family needs, they need to talk to each other to get to the point to where they need to be. All I can say, with this project, that pretty much I learned a lot about the different lifestyles, the different statistics in regards to the LGBT community versus the heterosexual um, community. And all I want to leave with you tonight is basically, let's be part of the solution and not part of the problem.